Mercedes looked like their championship contending selves this past weekend at Zandvoort, with the team having their first win within reach, up until Red Bull's Max Verstappen showed why he's the runaway winner for the driver's title. But even so, Mercedes finished the race in high spirits as they saw the weekend at Zandvoort as a clear step forward in their journey to finally figuring out the W13's issues. But will their new learnings be helpful at Monza? Or will the team have to endure another painful race day at the Italian Grand Prix? Well, let's talk about it then. But before we do, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on our latest uploads. 2 weeks ago, Mercedes had to endure one of their toughest weekends this season as their W13 made it clear that it had preferences as to where it wanted to show its capabilities and performance potential. And as we now head into the Italian Grand Prix, where success is even more dependent on your car's straight-line speed, what are the chances that Mercedes have another horrid race day performance? Well, trackside engineering director Andrew Chauvelin believes that the team has come to grips with the issues the team had faced at Spa, and that they'll be a bit better this time. We can run smaller wings, but if we run smaller wings, we get a bit less downforce, and we're optimistic that some of the specific problems we had in Spa over the bumps shouldn't affect us, said Chauvelin. So, we think we can get the car in a better working window. However, the Red Bull does look very efficient. It's fast on the straights and it's quick in the corners, and those problems seem bigger for us when we go to the low downforce tracks. It is difficult to say exactly where we will be, but probably not as strong as we were in Zandvoort, but hopefully nowhere near as difficult as it was in Spa. For much of this season, Mercedes have struggled to find pace over a single lap, hence the team has only taken pole position at one race all season. And of the times that the team has struggled in qualifying, these would be the times that they were not able to run the car as low as they would want. Case in point would be at Spa, where the team had to raise the ride height to take into account the bumps of the circuit, particularly the massive compression the drivers have to go through at Eau Rouge. And to counter the lost downforce, the team would run a bigger wing, which would then be like a parachute at the back of the car on long straights. So to be precise, the team is seesawing between drivability and just pure performance whenever making changes to their setup. There is always a number of factors at play, said Chauvelin. One of them is that we've just been developing the car, trying to solve a few of those problems that we had early in the season, and as time has gone on, we've been getting quicker and quicker. However, you will have seen in Spa we definitely struggled, particularly on a single lap, and we've identified some areas in terms of where we've taken the car to in its development that make it difficult to run it in its optimum condition at those tracks. In Spa, we had to lift the car a bit. We were struggling with it on some of the bumps, and the net effect was that it was costing us performance. Zandvoort, the car was easier to get into the right window. It was riding well, it wasn't bouncing over the bumps. That gave the drivers confidence, and they could push it, and actually we've probably had our most competitive weekend when you look at qualifying and race that we had all year. So that was definitely encouraging. But hopefully we will have more of those circuits to come. Because of this, team boss Toto Wolff would joke to the media that the team is planning to just run the race without a rear wing. We're thinking about removing the rear wing overall, to be less vulnerable on the straight, said Toto. I mean, we have a barn door of a car with too much drag, and with downforce where we really don't need it. That is something we wish we can change quickly. That's for next year, and we're learning the hard way at the moment, and I believe that on some tracks, especially in qualifying, that will bite us. The races look better, like you've seen in Spa, that there wasn't such a big differential on the straight. Coming into this year, the team was highly criticized for their unorthodox execution of the new regulations, and as we're almost 3/4 done with the season, it is clear that Mercedes missed on their concept design this season, which to Toto's eyes will be a key factor for the team's performance in the races to come. Our performance is fundamentally ingrained in the car concept as it is, but we're now understanding better how everything interacts, said Toto. I think we can tune the car more precisely to fit and to target the performance window. Having said that, there will be races that are better for us, and there might be some on the calendar that will be very difficult. Austin is something that we discussed. It can be a very difficult one. We won't be fighting for pole positions on all the other races tracks, but at least we need to really get us back to this point for next year. Toto would also reveal that he does not see the team winning any of the 7 remaining races, given that the circuits do not fit the W13's preference. That bad one at Spa was really necessary in order to comprehend why it was going good here at Zandvoort, said Toto. As weird as it sounds for a high-tech science lab on wheels, the data doesn't seem to correlate this year, and so we're gathering data on the track in order to put the puzzle together. We've added a few new bits of the puzzle to comprehend for next year, but, as I said before, I don't expect the weekends like this every single week until the end of the year. There will be bumpier circuits that will not allow us to run the car where we want to run, and there will be tracks where there is a lot of drag limitation. So we're not going to win the next 7 races. But even with a subpar car design, the team has been able to consistently haul in points every race weekend, which is still why they are a viable threat to Ferrari for P2 in the Constructors' Championship. And with only 30 points separating the two, former Mercedes driver, now Sky Sports F1 pundit Nico Rosberg would say that it will be a tight battle between the two till season's end. But if he had to choose who will come away on top, Nico would say, it's a difficult one. If I put money on it, I would go for... let's go for Mercedes, just to keep it exciting. You know, I really think they're going to ramp it up in the last couple of races and really give them a run for the money at Ferrari. But with that, Nico would say that Mercedes won't be a real threat this weekend at Monza, given the inherent problems the W13 has had to deal with. Monza goes back towards this Spa package, where we saw how quick Red Bull and Max Verstappen were, said Nico. So I would definitely consider him the absolute top favorite there, and Ferrari probably second. Unfortunately, Mercedes, they have this issue that they have such a big drag going down straights. They have the same downforce in the corners as a Ferrari or Red Bull, but so much more drag than them going in the straights, and that's costing them so much lap time when you go to a track like Monza, so I don't think Mercedes are going to be in the hunt for a win there. And there you have it, guys. So, to you Mercedes fans watching, how sad is it to hear that the team has basically thrown in the towel this season? And to those who've been waiting to see Mercedes finally fall from grace, how satisfying has this season been? Let us know in the comment section below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.